2-second pause.
Yeah.
I'm getting nervous.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Do you think?
Okay, wait, I just need to take a deep breath.
Welcome to Millennial Made.
Welcome.
My name is Rod, and I have with me today the funny, beautiful social media star and
Is there
actress.
anything you want to emphasize and more in that sentence than the other ones?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Funny. Oh. Beautiful.
No, I couldn't care less if I'm funny or not.
Courtney Parchmen, average fashion blogger. Thank you for being here.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. We were just talking. You said that you go on podcasts and you say that you're boring, but I
boring
don't
as
think.
hell.
No, you're not.
I've actually I read the comments and everyone's like, "Is Courtney high? Like, why is she not speaking?" And maybe I'll talk more. Oh my god, I'm getting nervous.
No, why? Why are you getting nervous?
I don't know. I get nervous and then I go mute. Yeah.
Well, thank you everyone for listening. No, I'm just kidding. I think it's probably because on your social presence, someone just said it. It's like kind of chaotic. Is that how you would? Yeah. How would you describe your social presence?
Well, like I don't think it's that. I don't know, because it's like a combination of how I actually am, but then it's like how I am by myself when I'm with people that I'm like so comfortable with. Mm-hmm. But then in like day-to-day conversations, I'm like a pretty normal girl. Like you wouldn't, you wouldn't be able to know what's going on in my head. Mm-hmm. But so then when I'm on podcasts, I'm more, it's more of a day-to-day thing. Yeah. And then people are like, wait, you're
just talking about yourself.
Yeah, it's just like a weird, I don't know.
Because when you're on a podcast, it's not a bit.
It's not a bit.
Like this is real.
Serious.
This is serious conversation.
It doesn't get more serious than this.
I think that's how you started, was a bit, right? With the average fashion blogger name. That was kind of your whole bit, right? So you started that in college?
Yeah.
Right? Tell us a little bit about that.
All right, let me take you back.
Yeah, take us back.
The year is 2016. Fashion bloggers are just rising.
Oh my God.
I'm picturing like an HBO documentary. Like you can hear the noises of like, take a picture.
Yeah.
Fashion bloggers are just rising. And they're untouchable. Mm-hmm. People don't understand this new culture that is coming about. And then I was sitting there at my sorority lunch table, and I actually personally knew a fashion blogger, which was pretty crazy. Yeah, her name is Savannah. She's still a fashion blogger.
Oh, good for her.
She's doing great. She just had a baby.
Oh, congrats to Savannah.
So now she's a mommy blogger.
Yeah, and you went to school in
Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're sitting there, and I was like, Savannah, put me on your blog, you dumb bitch. And then we were joking around. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, I'm going to make a blog of my own outfits. But at the time, I would never be wearing something like this. This is crazy. I only wore like sweats and stuff. And so I was like, I'm going to make a fashion blog of my own outfits. Yeah. And then that's how it all started. And then over time, just kind of got to play with the comedy more. And now I don't really know.
You act.
I'm a really big actress.
And now you're a really big actor. Well, you have been in a film, right?
I have been in a
produced film. Yeah. And you are pretty honest with the world about, the anxieties that come along with acting. Like even the other day, Can
you actually read through it?
No, well, you talked about you talked about when your manager's on vacation and you're waiting to hear back.
Don't even bring up. I think he's on day like 8 of his honeymoon, and I'm not
his honeymoon
on his honeymoon, and I'm like I'm literally like not allowed to text him. Like that's like my one rule, and like
my one rule is don't text.
Don't talk to him, and I like we can go through my messages. Like yesterday, I was like texting my friend, and I was like like texting everyone that's his client, being like, "Have you talked to him? Like, do you know what's going on?" Like. I'm so,
Well, because I've done a couple self-tapes. You do a self-tape, you submit it, but then it's not like a job where they tell you, oh, thank you for applying. You didn't get the job. Yeah. You just don't hear about it.
And then you like...
Or it could take months to hear it, yeah.
3 months later, you're driving, you see a billboard, and you're like, oh, I guess I didn't get it. Oh, okay. So I was still waiting to hear back about that.
That's amazing. Yeah. Well, because that's even happened, and we can cut this out if you don't want to talk about it, but with a production is you went through a big production, then they cut your scene.
Oh my God. Yeah. I think I'm allowed to talk about it.
Are you?
I don't know.
Okay, can we talk about it? We can cut it later if we can't.
And find out?
Yeah, because this won't air for a couple of weeks.
Well, actually, I think the entire production got cut. So,
really?
Okay, wait, this is kind of crazy. I really don't know if we're allowed to talk about it.
But no, seriously, we cut it out,
I have only good things to say about everyone.
Yes. Oh, yeah, great things. Everyone's so nice.
Yeah. So I played young Adele in Adele's music video,
For
and
the
I got
song.
for one of her new songs.
Yeah.
On her most recent album.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was playing Baby Adele, and I got to wear her dress that she wore in the music video, Send My Love to You.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
one?
like that floral dress.
Yeah. And it was so much fun. I got to meet her, and I got to hear her sing, and we shot for 2 days, and then she's like floating down a river, and then she looks at me, and I look at her, and I give her like a nod of approval from her like younger self to be like, you're doing a good job.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really sweet. It was so sweet. She's so cool.
Yeah.
And then this is really funny though. I was with a guy in the morning that I was like really trying to impress, and I was like, oh yeah, I just got a DM from the director of this like music video that I've been, and I was like, he's probably like gonna go film, like is about to shoot a movie.
He's obsessed with me. Yeah.
He's like shooting a movie. He's asking me to be in it, obviously, and so I'm like opening the DM in front of him, and he's like, hey Courtney, just letting you know, like we had to like change the music video and you got cut. Yeah, so then I got caught from it. But it was supposed to come out in January, and it still isn't out. So I think, and this is crazy because it happens in so many things. Like that set was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. Like I think it was like a $2 million set, and cut.
Wow.
And now, have you heard about like the movie they're shelving, like a $95 million movie?
What?
Because of this HBO.
They did with Leslie Jones from In the Heights was supposed to be the next Batgirl. I think that was that it. Yeah. And they just cut the movie. They filmed the whole movie.
And they cut it. And then there's something. Oh, this is crazy. Do you know what's his name? Ari something. He's supposedly insane, and he's like lost. He's probably sick. So. No shade.
Is he an actor?
He's an actor, and he's the lead in this movie, but now is missing and like kidnapped 4 people, going insane. Like he's losing his mind, and now the movie like can't be released because they are like, we don't know what to do with this.
Well, even with the Army Hammer stuff.
Yeah.
Remember they've still released a movie with him in it. The I can't find the Nile movie, which I'm excited to see, this documentary that came out on them.
On Army Hammer? They made a documentary about it?
Yeah, it's called House of Hammer. Yeah, and it's all about...
Whoa.
Yeah.
When does it come out?
I think it just came out today.
Today?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So we're supposed to go to an event later. Maybe we shouldn't. And we could just watch
that, or maybe after.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just a light watch before
night?
bed. Yeah, movie night about cannibalism.
Yes.
That's crazy because you were also in another music video with Casey Musgraves. Yeah,
I was.
Yeah, you were. I'm just gassing you up. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool too.
Yeah, she's nice.
Oh, she's so nice.
Yeah.
She's like really cool big sister vibes that you're like scared of.
Oh yeah.
And then Adele was like loving cool aunt vibes that you're obsessed with. Both are great.
Okay, speaking of, can I ask you the vibes on Chrissy Teigen? What was it like meeting her? Yeah, tell me that. Like, walk through that.
Well, people are going to be mad at me for loving her so much.
No.
She is so grounded and great, and she's an incredible mom, and she's really, really kind. Like, everything about her is so normal. Like, one of my best friends now works for her, and she's so great. And I think people don't maybe realize that when you're so at the top and you're kind of known for being a personality, you have to be a personality that like people want to work with. So in my opinion, you don't get to do all these things if you're not a good person. Right. Well, some people slip through the cracks.
Yeah. They really do. But no, I think, and maybe you can attest to it living here in LA for so long, but every celebrity that I've met has been kind. And it's been like an organic thing where it's not like I like go up to recognize them. It's been like in a production or like meeting Lance Bass. Like, but everyone, even Drew Barrymore was an angel, and I'm like, she has every reason in the world not to be. And I think just mean. Celebrities are just.
Well, I don't know. I don't. And actually, I know one that's mean.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do know one, and I'm not gonna say.
I know, we can talk about it later.
I don't, because if someone's mean, I'm like, do you think that just because you're famous you get to be mean? Like, okay, people know who you are, and give me okay, and
literally,
like, there's nothing to that. There's no substance to it.
It happens in the creator world too.
Yeah,
as a creator, so it's just like people feel so entitled to treat someone a certain way because they have more followers than them.
I'm like that.
What?
Wait, it is so. If anything, I get embarrassed by it. Like, I'm like,
there's nothing cringier when you see someone competitive over following. or clout. It's like, what?
Yeah. And like, it's just so weird. And it like sometimes I'll meet someone and they'll know who I am, and then the person that they're with won't know, and then that person will like definitely make it an effort to be like, I don't know who the fuck you are, so don't think you're anyone. And I'm like, babe, no, we're lying.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, like I could not care less.
I'm here with you, like,
yeah.
yes. And it's just like it's such a weird thing.
Yeah. Oh my God, no. If I get recognized, and I don't usually talk about like my online personality on this podcast, but
yeah,
if I get recognized, that will happen. A friend will be like, I don't know who you are, and I'm like,
it's okay. I don't know either. Yeah, I'm going to therapy.
I'm in therapy. Yeah,
I'm actually trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I'm 32 and I'm still doing that. But like an immediate response is to humble you.
Yeah,
because it's just like, what, like it.
Yeah.
Cool. And like you'll see their friend, like, because their friend, like, especially with both of our content, we bring smiles to people's faces. We're not doing anything out of the ordinary. We're just like,
it's either smiles or like,
yeah.
I imagine if you hate one of us and then you see the content, you're like, God, I fucking hate them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's either like I love them or like I want to deck them in the face and burn their face out with fire.
Yeah, and you're like, same.
They both.
Look in the mirror every morning and think the same thing. So I want to talk a little bit about living in LA. Because you grew up in Texas, right?
Yeah.
So what was the transition living in Texas? When did you decide to move to LA? Did you know you always wanted to pursue Hollywood as a career?
Yeah.
Kind of walk me through that.
Growing up, I definitely like always, I would say the weirdest shit to my sister. I'd be like, isn't it so crazy you're going to have like a really famous sister? Like I just kind of was like, I don't know. I would just go to bed. I had like a loft bed with my sister, and I just remember like laying down being like, this is so crazy. I'm stuck in the wrong life. Like I know it. And then,
Okay, I have to tell you guys about this amazing new service I found called Framebridge. Framebridge makes it easier and more affordable than ever to frame your favorite things without ever leaving the house. You can add a gallery wall to your home, office, or send an easy, foolproof gift, the best gift, honestly, in my opinion, you can give. And especially for all those weddings you have coming up, you can use it too. From art prints and posters to the photos just sitting on your phone, you can Framebridge just about anything, and it is so easy. I just moved, and I have used Framebridge to basically decorate every room in my house and put frames around random canvases that I have and, random posters, and it makes for a really clean look. So how it works is you just go to framebridge.com and upload your photo, or they'll send you packaging to safely mail in your physical pieces, which is what I did. You preview your item online in dozens of frame styles and gallery wall layouts. You can, mix and match, choose your favorite, or get free recommendations from their designers, which I think is a really useful tool. The experts at Framebridge will custom frame your item and deliver your finished piece directly to your door, ready to hang up. And instead of the hundreds you'd pay for framing it at a store, the prices start at $39, and all shipping is free, which we love. Plus, my listeners will get 15% off their first order at framebridge.com when they use my code ROD. It's ROD, ROD. Order online at framebridge.com or stop by a Framebridge store to work with the designer in person too if you're in New York, DC, Atlanta, Philly, Boston, or Chicago. So all across the U.S. So to get started today, frame your photos or send someone a perfect gift. Like I said, go to framebridge.com and use promo code ROD to save an additional 15% off your first order. Just go to framebridge.com, promo code ROD, framebridge.com, promo code ROD, and get to decorating.
So growing up, I was like obsessed with being an actress, and I would watch like child stars, like how they got famous. And most of these,
favorite child star?
Probably Drew Barrymore. Yeah. Who's yours?
I like Lindsay. I think she did it.
Lindsay Lohan?
Yeah, I think she did a really good job.
She slays.
And Amanda. I love the Amanda Bynes.
That shit is so sad.
Yeah. I don't understand conservatorships. I need to look into it. But sorry to interrupt you. So you watch child actors.
Oh, where are they now? Yeah. And like in the thing, they would be like, I don't know. It would be like a little kid that like clearly went to some like LA school. Yeah. Like I was just sitting at lunch and a movie director came up to me. Which looking back, I'm like their parents.
Yeah, but like, no.
Okay, sure. But at the time I was like, okay, so like they could just be at my lunchroom. So then I would be like sitting at lunch and I would be like eating so dramatically because I would be like, there's a scout in here. Like I know it. Yeah. You don't know who's out there. And then in the classroom, if we had notes on the board, I would like memorize the entire board of notes, and then I would like look around and then like start writing the entire thing because I was like, there's someone in the room and I need to show them that I can remember the whole script. Like wow. I was dedicated, probably more dedicated than I am. And then on the weekends, I would play Cadet Kelly. Did you ever play the Cadet Kelly game on DisneyChannel.com? Where we'd be like, come on, maggot, let's move.
Yeah, I remember playing games on DisneyChannel.com, but I don't know if it was the Cadet Kelly one. But oh my God, that was such a time. I completely forgot about like playing video games on websites.
Did you play the Lilo and Stitch?
Yes.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yep. I love that one.
Well,
the sandwich one, right?
Yeah. I was so good at the Cadet Kelly one that I would wake up at like 5 a.m. and then I would play it, sweating, and then I would make it to the top 100 national scores because I was so good. But it was also because it was 5 a.m. So like no one else had played yet.
Right. And
then I would put my name as like, cast me, please cast me, because I was like,
you
they can
think
track
Disney
down.
Would see,
I was like, Disney Channel is going to see this, and then they're going to track down, and then they're going to put me in something.
What was your favorite Disney Channel show growing up?
Probably Lizzie McGuire.
Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah. What's yours?
Did you? Mine was Disney Channel. I loved Even Stevens.
Oh yeah.
But did you think that you had like a little imaginary friend following you around, like Lizzie McGuire did? No. Did you? Yeah, I sure did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mom would catch me talking to her or him. Yeah, like I would be talking to my little cartoon self. I tried to draw one once, thinking that I would like, this is what mine would look like. It was just a stick figure. But in my head, like I had a stick figure that. Yeah.
Were they nice to you? Do you think it was like you talking to your conscious?
Yeah, it was. Oh yeah, it was like an imaginary friend. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's really sweet.
I was way too old for that to happen though.
I was like 12. I was 17.
Yeah, I was in high school.
You're like walking at graduation, like turning around, be like, come
on. Like I tipped my hat to it. Okay, so you were playing Disney.
So I just like kind of always was like, I know this. Like I would watch TV and be like, that's just so crazy. I'm not in it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what's going on. And then I guess some people could say that's manifesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then went to college because it was just like Texas. It was like, okay, grow out of that, babe.
Yeah.
And then I was watching. One second, my jaw's locking.
No, you're good.
Okay. I was watching this like YouTube video of all these old people dying, and it was like, if you could do one thing different, like what would you do? I know. And all of them were like, I regret not doing something. All of them just regretted not like chasing their dream. And I was like, okay, if I found out that I was going to die in 2 years, what would be like my biggest regret? And I was like, well, never just trying.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to be dead at the end of this thing no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, why does it matter?
We're on a floating rock.
Yeah. And so then I was like, I'm going to move to LA.
Wow.
Yeah.
After becoming a big fashion blogger. Yeah.
So that happened like junior year. And then I got to be a live-in nanny for like a really big celebrity.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was between being a summer camp counselor or this is a whole story. So I was between being a summer camp counselor. I was really religious.
Same.
I was like, do I want to be a really big star or do I want to be a summer camp director? And I was like, God, you've got to give me a sign.
Why can't you do both?
Yeah, I was like, God's got to give me a sign. And then that summer, there was a celebrity's kid in the cabin. And I was like, okay, God. And then you're kidding. And so then I was like, this is a sign. And then the mom ended up calling me my senior year of college and was like, do you want to be a live-in nanny? God. So I was like, okay. You're being so crazy, God. And so I left college early, 3 weeks early, and then moved to LA, Calabasas. No, this is junior year. I'm sorry. This was junior year this happened. Moved to Calabasas.
So junior of college?
Yeah.
Wow.
Moved to Calabasas. I dropped out. And I did not like it. Yeah. The Calabasas nanny life is surprisingly not for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
So Calabasas is in the valley, right?
Yeah, Calabasas is like where you go like once you...
The Kardashians.
Yeah. That's like where, And I would go to Target anytime I had a second off because I was like, a movie director is going to see me here and know that I was trying.
And all of a sudden, again, you're memorizing.
Yeah, and I gave it 2 weeks of doing that before I was like, no.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I went back to school, and then when I graduated, I was like, I want to give it like a real shot.
Yeah. And then how you find a manager, you start doing self-tapes and just auditions.
I got really lucky. The blog had helped like so much, and I look back at the videos, I'm like, I can't believe this is what did everything. But I got signed pretty early. My manager is the best guy in the world, and
I love that when he's on his honeymoon. So congrats.
So it's nice until he ignores me.
Yeah. Until he says, don't talk to me anymore.
Yeah.
Another question I had for you, and if you don't want to talk about it, we can cut it out. Why did you get unverified on TikTok?
Oh, we can talk about that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I got unverified because I remember even getting verified in the first place was like kind of hard. I also think verification is so silly.
Honestly, after I got verified, it's like a blue check, and then people actually view you less valid. I think on TikTok because it's like
people see you less because when you're verified, it's like, oh, you're funny for a job versus oh, you're just a funny person.
Yeah, exactly.
But I got verified, and then the election was happening. Not to make it political.
Yeah.
The election was happening, and it was Chris Wallace was mediating between Biden and Trump.
Yeah.
That's who he went against, right?
Yeah.
Shit. No, like that was a bit.
That was lying.
I'm always in character. So he was going, and then I posted a TikTok. It was like of a wall. I changed my name to Chris Wallace Official, my picture to Chris Wallace, and I was verified, so it like looked like Chris Wallace. And then I posted a picture of a wall, and after the debate, and then I was like, just got done babysitting, who wants to hang out, and with the text of that. And then I was like, I'm gonna post this like at midnight, because I noticed that that's when like TikTok kind of sleeps on regulations. Like I posted a few things that I've gotten taken down, and I've always been like, if you post it at night, it lasts a few hours
Yeah,
longer.
it's like some people see it.
Yeah. And so
people wake up like, oh, not Courtney again.
Damn it. Yeah, so I posted, I was like, this will last not too long, and then I woke up in the morning, it was still there, and it had a couple million views, and everyone was like, who hacked into Chris Wallace's account? Like, this is so confusing. And then it got taken down, and I got my account removed. And then I have like a person at TikTok that's like my girl, and she texted me, she's like, Courtney, that was like illegal, like you cannot be doing that. And then they said that like news outlets were calling them, being like, because I was impersonating like someone,
a mediator. It's not like you're doing anything bad.
I didn't even heard about him until the debate. How important is he?
How important is he? Just some old guy.
Yeah, so I got in trouble, and then they gave me back my account, which was really nice of them. I thought I was done with TikTok. That's what I was expecting from this whole thing. I was like, I think my TikTok account will be banned forever, but you know.
There would have been an uprising if that happened. Because you were like, you were one of the first creators too, I feel like.
Yeah, I was like one of the most popular creators on the app. So it's like,
so
they would never
never, basically Charlie D'Amelio in the presence of today.
Yeah. So then they gave it back, and then eventually I got my verification back, which, okay.
Oh, so you verified on TikTok again? Oh, good.
I'm really famous on there again.
Yeah, very famous. I wanted to ask too, in regards to TikTok and social media, do you think that there's a stigma, and I know the answer to this, we could just talk about it, the stigma that creators aren't valid in the industry? You know, like the creators wanting, like you know, people like Addison Rae getting hate for doing movies now, and
I have something to say about that. If you hate on Addison Rae, here's what I have to say. This girl blew up out of nowhere. She's a star.
Yeah.
You can't, she has star quality. She's
Britney.
She is Britney. She connects with people. She is able to work the whole industry. She plays the game.
And she's kind.
And she plays it well, and she plays it kind.
Yeah.
And people are mad at her for a song that goes, she creates a song, and the only way this girl gets to learn what avenue she wants to do, what she likes doing, and in order for her to get better, she has to be doing stuff publicly. Yeah. So like myself personally, I got to do comedy and stuff for 4 years, develop my voice, figure out what I want to do, exactly what I like, under the radar. And then when I'm ready and talented enough, like I'll hopefully, you know, reach to the masses. But she's having to go straight to the masses. Like, she doesn't get the learning time that every human being usually gets.
If she's gonna try to produce a song, it has to be posted everywhere, you know, and then it'll get hate everywhere. Yeah,
and it's like, let her. Yeah. If you don't like it, let her figure. Like, she has to figure her own thing.
I feel like that's my issue. Is even with comedy, is like, I don't call myself a comedian. I just make funny content on the internet, and I don't want to be a comedian. I'm doing stand-up classes just for this, I do like it. I'm doing it, and I live in Chicago, and everyone in Chicago does Second City at some point. So
I think Chicago stand-up is probably my favorite.
Oh yeah, it's the best. But it's, you know, people give so much hate because like no comedians have to start from the ground, and I feel like people think there's a specific route that the industry has to take, you know. And I feel like, to be honest, entering this industry from being in the corporate world for 10 years, it's so outdated. Yeah. It's like, well, that's just how the industry works. It's like, why does it have to work that way? but like comedians have to start from the bottom, and they have to do underground comedy clubs, and they have to you know, do scut work and all this stuff, where a comedian can blow up overnight on TikTok because they're being opportunistic, but then the rest of the comedy world hates on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like Michael Che, did you see that when Michael Che posted on Instagram that TikTok isn't valid?
Oh, he said
Yeah,
that.
he's like, it's not a valid avenue for comedy. And he posted on his Instagram, and people got really upset because like, wow, it's bogus. We should co-host a podcast.
I would love to.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like we make each other feel safe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think that's bullshit. And I think that if you're talented, you can look at someone on TikTok and be like, this person can exist in avenues beyond TikTok.
Right.
There's some people on TikTok that I'm like, you are made for TikTok. Your content is perfect for TikTok. I don't know if I see it beyond that. But
Yeah.
I think if you're smart and you're like, you can use it to your advantage.
You can reach millions of people overnight.
And
yeah.
I think that maybe Michael Che and other people that have that in their head, they're just like not accepting that things are changing. And
Yeah.
if he were 20 and when he was 20, he probably just wanted people to know he was funny and can make good shit happen.
Yeah.
And why would you not?
And
like-
unfortunately, he didn't have the opportunity to use TikTok,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like, yeah, it sucks, but
Wouldn't
Which is way
it,
the worst.
it would be Michael Che saying that, knowing that he's already made it and can reach all these people. If you're 20 and can't reach anybody, like, you're given a place where you get to reach people and be like, I mean, I got signed all these things from my social media. If
Yeah.
I didn't do that, that wouldn't have happened. Like,
I wouldn't be in this room if it wasn't for social media.
yeah.
I feel like that happens in the corporate world too. And let me educate you on the corporate America a little bit.
Please.
Yeah. There's this seniority process of like, well, yes, you might deserve the promotion, but this person's been here longer, so we're going to give it to them instead.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the same mentality like with Michael Che, that, well, no, I've been doing it longer, so I deserve more. But that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you do. You know, it's like you just have to do the work, especially nowadays, like be opportunistic, like I said.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can I start asking you questions?
What
With acting and you know, being in Hollywood, do you face imposter syndrome?
Yeah. Right
Yeah.
now it's good. Right now I think I'm doing a job where I'm like, this is so silly,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just playing pretend, and that's so silly and funny.
Yeah.
But I kind of have to like think of it as a bit in my head, like, isn't it so crazy that I'm doing this? But sometimes it's really bad
Yeah.
too.
What's like? Can you give me an example?
Yeah, like that's why I won't have a podcast. That's why I won't do stand up. That's why I won't do anything unless I have like full control over everything.
Yeah, I have imposter syndrome about this podcast every day.
Really?
I know people are listening. I look at the views and the listens, but in my head, I'm like, they just think I'm annoying, and I'm starting to annoy everyone because they get to hear
Yeah.
my voice now, and it's like more than just 15 seconds that they saw on a TikTok.
Yeah, it's hard to like make yourself talk and be like, people want to hear me. It's
Yeah.
really, really like, it's so hard.
It's hard to be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you get over it?
I think I don't get over it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think I try, you know, and I think I just need it. It's kind of like depression, where I think it's always going to be there, but it's just like, what do I do to look away from it?
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, I know it's there, and it's a moment that will pop into my head quickly, but it's like, how do I make it shorter? You know, and it is, you know, I do have friends that, you know to hype me up, and that, or like going to my team and being like, hey guys, like facing bad imposter syndrome today. Even in my corporate job, same thing. I'll just be open with my manager, be like, hey, I just kind of have the feeling that I'm not doing a good job. Can you be honest with me and tell me where I'm at? And then they understand. So I think
That's
with
nice.
mental health in general, the more open you are about it at the beginning, in the corporate world and the industry, the more support you'll have to face things like imposter syndrome or depression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And realizing that how many people are, holding your hand being like, me too.
Oh yeah, literally everyone goes through it. Yeah, even when I started making content, I thought I was getting fired for my TikTok because I was making TikTok about work, right? And then
yeah.
my manager texted me, and he's like, hey, we need to have a call tomorrow. And I was like, and that was after my second viral video. I'm like, this is it. This is what's going to happen. And because that's a big imposter syndrome that people
Yeah.
have in corporate America, they think they're
I'm just
getting
picturing
fired.
you like dealing with like the adrenaline rush you get like your first few times going viral, and then like having your manager talk, I'd be like,
no, I was like literally. So what happened was and then we hopped on the call, and I was the night before I was LinkedIn easy applying. I'm like. And like I am looking for a new job and search for a new opportunity.
There you go, big barrel star, looking for your job.
Like, big barrel star looking for Hollywood. Yeah. I'm all of a sudden working at home thinking I have a scout.
You're calling accountants. You're like, do you want a viral sensation as your employee?
Cover letter is just my TikTok screenshot of it. No, and then we walk into the meeting. I hopped on the Zoom call, and he was like, so your TikToks, because the subject line of the calendar invite was talk to Rod about TikTok. And I was like, this is it. And then he was just pulling my leg, but he put someone from HR on the calendar invite too, because the viral video that I made was about feeling like I'm going to get fired for doing nothing wrong. And so then he's like, I just want to tell you that I appreciate that video. And he also said that he goes through the same fear. And I'm like, that's crazy that my director has the same mental health struggle. So I think that's my advice for anyone out there who like manages people or might be a manager in the industry, is just kind of telling your clients or telling, your employees that you go through it too is really comforting. It goes a lot further than you think. Yeah. And I think everyone in every job, in everything in the whole world, everyone's just hoping that they're making the right decisions, but everyone's just hoping. Everyone's like, I'm going to do this and I hope that this is the right thing. I hope that this, no one actually knows. Yeah. And you're always going to, let's say you made a decision that you're like, probably if I'd picked the other route would have been better. Like, you'll just readjust. Yeah. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Right, girl? Yeah. It's like, who are we talking to? Yeah. I just hold up a mirror. Okay, we're going to play a game. I'm going to say a word, and then you have to associate it with your... I've never heard of anything like this. Yeah. If you're listening, we are restarting and had to cut the previous one because I did it wrong. No, and I didn't explain it well. Okay. He said to say the first thing that's coming to your head, and exactly then he wasn't liking my answers. That is exactly. Okay. So what was your favorite Nickelodeon show growing up? I was more of a Disney girl. Let's get that straight. Okay. What was your favorite Disney show? Probably Zoe. Oh, Disney? Oh. Lizzie McGuire. Oh, yeah. Lisa that. But Nickelodeon is going to be Zoe 101. Pretty similar shows. But then what did you think about all the Jamie Lynn Spears stuff? Well, looking back, I thought it was crazy because in the finale, she runs up to her parents. I forgot what she said. She says, like, I'm dropping out or something. Yeah. And they're like, are you pregnant? And she's like, no. That was the finale of the show? They put that in the show, and I was like, wait, she was. That was, the gag is she was. Like, that's the whole thing. Oh. Do you think that, Jamie Lynn, do you think that now your podcast will be, like, pushed towards? Oh, yeah. If you keep saying Jamie Lynn. Yeah. Jamie Lynn Spears, Britney Spears. Yeah. We'll title this Jamie Lynn Spears. Well, you understand how podcasts work, too. Okay, what was your favorite fast food restaurant growing up? Oh my God, wait. I think it was Boston Market. I don't know. I think it was Boston Market. Yeah, they have. I just know there was this one place I would go to after dance practice, and I think it was Boston Market. You danced growing up? Yeah. And you were a cheerleader too, right? No, I just did dance, but my sister was really good at it, so my mom was trying to get me to quit the whole time I was doing dance because she was like, "You're never gonna be." Yeah. She didn't. She was like, "It's gonna be a Maddie Mackenzie Ziegler situation." Yeah, you are. We're looking to be discovered. So you just had to try everything, right? Yeah, but then I was really good at softball growing up, and my worlds collided when I did the splits one time trying to catch a pop fly. Oh, worlds collide! Yep, you're doing fairways out in the on the field. Okay, what was your favorite after-school snack? I had this friend, and when I go to her house, her mom would make a piece of bread with mozzarella sauce and cheese. A little pizza. But it was pizza. So good. So they would take dough and they would put this bread sauce on it. So what she do is and then cheese and then bake it. Crazy. It's crazy. My friends always had the better snacks. And I don't know if my mom's that was a little bit of a health nut. So my mom was, and my mom was I love her to death. Mom, if you're listening, I love you. But she was a fad diet. Oh yeah. Queen. So we always had like Weight Watchers. She had the points book where you would flip through and then you would see what points that food was, because this was before smartphones, so you couldn't like scan the barcode and just look through.
Did she have like a little scale in the kitchen?
Yeah, she
to weigh
did.
her food? Yeah, that was fun.
Yep, and we
Kitchen
had.
was closed after 5 p.m.
Oh.
My mom would be like, "Today's 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Kitchen closed at 2." Not really.
Oh,
But she wouldn't do that.
You're like, for legal reasons, it's a joke. Oh, okay.
No, she would never do that. No, she's great.
What was your favorite movie as a kid?
Oh,
This is like the Name a Woman thing that Billy Eichner does.
I liked Life Size and I liked The Truman Show. Oh my god,
I loved The Truman.
I was a really smart kid.
I was like, The Truman Show was my favorite movie growing up too.
My favorite.
But it was mine too.
Mine.
I would look in my mirror sometimes and I would be brushing my teeth and I would just be like, there's someone in there.
Yeah.
There's someone looking at me.
Yeah.
And honestly, it could happen. There are moments in my day to day where like I think I'll see the same person that like the other day I flew to LA. The person that I was on my flight with, I saw out to dinner in WeHo. And like that.
Oh, that is actually really crazy.
Yeah, because they're not like close to each other at the airport in WeHo.
Maybe keep an eye out for them.
Yeah.
They might be stalking you.
What if it's you? Are you the person who's gonna like? Ooh.
That's called Trumanism. It's a real thing you can get where you like actually you feel like there's cameras everywhere.
I think that's like a person. Would that be a personality disorder? Maybe I have it. I just found out I have ADHD at 32.
You just now?
Yeah.
Rod, that was screaming.
Yeah, like people are watching my content like, yeah, you have ADHD. I'm like, no, I don't. And then my therapist recommended a psychiatrist, and then
I just found out I have OCD.
OCD.
Yeah. But
like is it
internalized OCD?
Oh, so you don't know like what, like you don't have to like touch something a certain amount of times.
No, but I'll be like, if 3 red cars go by, then that means that this person is really mad at me, and I did.
Oh wow.
I'll do things like that, but then I also like. I think that goes into so many things. I haven't done too much research on it because I'm like, I feel like the more research I do
you don't want to doom scroll.
The more I'm going to be like, oh, this is...
And it's hard with research, and I've talked about this on the podcast. Doom scrolling is so scary because, especially nowadays, anyone can write anything, and it could look credible, reputable, and it's not always.
Yes, and I see this thing happening where I see good therapy advice online.
Yeah.
But I think since we're a bit older, we're able to look at that and be like, that's really good advice. I don't think that applies to me personally.
Yeah.
But I think if I were a kid seeing it and I were to be given this, I see these kids that are kind of like taking on advice that isn't really intended for them.
Yeah.
And it's kind of becoming a bad thing.
It's crazy to see how much social media is shaping an entire generation. And it did for us too. But did you have MySpace?
I wasn't allowed.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't allowed, but I still had one.
Whoa!
My mom found out, and then she just checked it every day. I used to download songs from LimeWire and then make fake worship song names to put on there. So my parents.
You were doing it for God.
Yeah, I was doing it for God. My parents made a thing. There's like on your iPod, you had to have as many worship songs as you did secular songs.
Whoa!
Yeah. So I had to have it, and I was making up the craziest names. It's just like one of the. I remember one of them was Praises. It was like or something like so stupid. There was
on my knees. Sorry. I meant that biblically, but then once I said it.
I'm gonna put the little knees emoji, the person on their knees. There was actually, speaking of, one of my favorite things you've ever posted on social media was you were doing an AMA or a Q&A on your Instagram, and someone was like, do you have, and you were on a flight.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, do you have a relationship with God, right? And what did you say? You're like,
well, it's like, it really depends on the day, but I'm on a flight right now, so yeah.
Yes. But what was your sign off? It was like, glory to him or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, wait, that was so funny of me.
Yeah, that was the best thing you've ever posted ever.
We can look at it and see what the wording is, because I feel like the wording is probably better than what.
No, it's fine. I have it screenshotted. I'm sure because it was really funny.
Yeah, that was real funny of me, huh?
Yeah, it was really
being
funny.
real funny that day.
Well, Courtney, thank you so much for coming on Millennial Made.
I don't want this to end.
I know. Well, let's just keep talking. 2 hours.
You're like, well, it has to.
Like, well, cool. All right. Anyways, I'm glad
I'm not wanting this to end.
Yeah.
You have to make it end. You can stay, can't you?
But then that's why we would just co-host a podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Why not? Okay. Crazy. We'll just Photoshop you in on.
Wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not I can be like the Gen Z.
Yeah, you'd be my Gen Z consultant. Maybe we should have a talk show instead. I feel like that'd be better.
Let's start with the podcast. So it's already making me want to pass out.
Oh, yeah. You
Okay. Maybe.
You faint. Woo!
Hey, my speaks are back on. Okay.
Oh, all right. Well, Courtney, thank you so much for coming on Millennial Mate. I love you.
I love you guys.
Yeah, like, subscribe, follow Average Fashion Blogger. It's that everywhere, right?
Like, subscribe, follow Rod. If you're coming from me.
No, but it's Average Fashion Blogger, right? It's like
that's the thing.
Yeah, well, I'll throw handles on the screen. Thank you for listening or watching, and stay tuned for next week's Millennial Mate.
Bye, you old asses. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.